Welcome to Frank Talk. My name is John E. Timbre. On Frank Talk today, I want us to talk about attraction, attention, and abuse. Attraction, attention, and abuse. Over the years, I've been listening to a lot of reports, either from the news, sometimes experientially, we meet the people concerned. Okay, and lately, I've seen some prank videos that are reflecting what we want to look into. Okay, I want to say it the way it is. We're talking about attraction, attention, and abuse. Okay, we've been hearing a lot of rape victims, and then when you want to hear the side of the culprits, we've had, especially the male culprits, we had some people say, and she was the one now, she was giving me the signs, and I thought she listened, and that, why is she accusing me? Why is she saying this? But we're in a relationship, or we are friends, and this. Is that not what she wanted? We've seen cases like that. And we've even had some people who are in a formal relationship, and you find that one is accusing the other one of abuse, and the other one is saying, no, why is this coming in? Are we not in consensual relationship and all that? Okay, so that gap is what we are trying to bridge. The attraction, the attention, and the abuse. If there was an attraction and attention is sought, and then how come is there an abuse? Why will one now become a victim and the other one become the predator, or the other one become a culprit? Why do you have such situation? Now, we are not going to look at the situation whereby you have predators who we know that they are habitual abusers. We're not talking about that. We're talking about formal contacts, simple contacts that results into abuse. Okay, why is that happening? Why do you have that happening? Well, it could happen in church. It's been happening. It could happen in the workplace. It could happen between friends who are already acquainted. It could happen between neighbors who know themselves. So we're talking about people who know themselves, and then one turns out to be an abuser, and the other one became a victim. Why do you find that? And why will you see a male, the male saying that, but why is she accusing me of rape when we're in a relationship, or when we're close? And she's the one that, listen, I thought this is what she wanted. Why that confusion? Why that lacuna? Why do you have such situation? I just want us to look at the psychology of it, okay? Now, opposite attracts. Normally, we are all built like that. The female will attract the male, okay? And then attention is sought, and then people become friends. They relate. There's a working relationship. There's a casual relationship. There's a social relationship. One type of relationship. But why will there be abuse in such cordial relationship? Why will there be abuse? Why will there be abuse? Okay. Now, for the young lady, okay, because precisely, majorly, the young adults, okay, the young lady now, she needs attention. She's built to attract, okay? and she needs attention. And maybe the highest she will be looking for is affection. Okay? But the young guy, the young man, does not see it that way. He sees it from a different angle. Okay? He sees the activity rather than just the issue of, okay, attention that is required. Okay? But he sees an activity and he goes for it. And as soon as he goes for it, the other person feels, this is not what I want. I didn't want this, this and this and that. Sometimes you find that. Let me now look at some cases. Okay, let me start with a recent prank video that went viral. The lady wanted to prank her boyfriend of 9 years and surprise her with a birthday party. But first of all, wanted to do the prank. She brought a small size of the cake, and then she had 250,000 naira she wanted to give him as his birthday gift. Okay, so the prankster brought them together. First of all, before she came out, the guy had to name who is the girlfriend, mention her name. Surprisingly, he mentioned another person's name. And the girl came out. She was angry. Who is this other person? The guy started saying that, what is this? There is no relationship. We are not dating. 9 good years old. We are not dating. We had sex and I gave you money. And that's it. For 9 good years. And the lady was pained. Obviously, this is an abuse. It's an abuse. There was an attraction and they came together. She insulted his attention every time, okay, and got his attention. They meet together, but all he saw was she needed sex and he paid for it. She saw a relationship. He needed sex. He paid for it. And called her a hookup girl. That is hookup. For 9 good years was hookup. So each of this time he paid for what he got according to him. But she was looking for affection. And then she said she had been denying other suitors for all those 9 years because she has one that she believes she will settle. And he never came up to say anything about marriage, never went to see the family, never showed any commitment to go further than the contact they had, the attention they sought for each other, and then the attraction that was between them. The attraction he saw was he needed, okay, and he's going to pay for it. And then she was destroyed. I don't know the word to use. Now, that's one scenario. There are other cases. We've seen cases where they are cordial. They meet together, they talk together, they go out together and every other thing. And then one particular day, the forbidden fruit was taken and the girl felt bad. And that continued and she was still feeling bad. Okay? She's been abused because she's not consenting to such. That is not what she wanted. But that is what the man thought he wanted, and he got it. And getting it the way he got it became an abuse, and consistently became an abuse. There's a particular lady that said she stopped a relationship for 5 years that was supposed to be, they were supposed to go into marriage. She stopped it because she said she hated the man. The question was that why did she hate such a man? She had been with him. He said yes, she loved him and they had spent time together, they've been together, he trusted him, she let everything, but each time he abuses her. So she sees him as an oppressor instead of a friend. Instead of a friend, she saw him as an oppressor. Why will such things be happening? So I'm talking about situations whereby there was an attraction, there was attention, and then before you know it, there was abuse. Why will there be abuse? Okay, because the way the woman, the lady, young lady is wired is different from the way the man is wired. So there is a psychology that is not understood, and so such things, such abuses occur. Okay, now the lady, the young lady, the teenage lady, the young adult, she needed affection, she needed attention. So she now had a male friend who felt that, okay, they shared equal attraction and they spent time together, and she sees him as a friend. She's protected by his presence. Okay, so she always desires his presence and they spend time together. Now, and that's all for her. She gets affection from him. When he gives him money, gives her money, that's a sign of affection. And she's okay with such affection because she's seeking affection. But the guy is not seeking affection. The guy is looking at the activity. And that activity is what he wants. And once he gets the activity, okay, yes, he's getting the kind of satisfaction he wants from the other opposite sex, for his his friend, the friend. And he feels that there's a relationship, it is mutual, and then there's mutual respect, but somebody is off. Somebody is odd, somebody is pained, and it's like she's been constantly abused because she's getting more, or she's getting what she didn't bargain for. Because she wanted affection, she's not looking for that activity. Okay, but the way the guy is, the body of the man is wired, once there is that attraction, attention, and presence all the time, the man wants to go for the activity, that sexual activity, and the pleasure that comes from it. Okay, that's what the young guy wants to go for, and that's what sealed the relationship. To him, that's what sealed the relationship. But to her, the affection she gets, the attention she gets, is what makes her comfortable. And then, because there's no mutual understanding, she feels abused. He becomes the abuser. Okay? And that can go for a very long time, and that will bring a discord between the relationship because they are not getting the same thing. The guy gets the satisfaction he's looking for, but the girl is getting an abuse. Okay? So you can see the correlation between attraction and attention, but an abuse now comes invertly. Okay? She wasn't going for the activity, but what defines the relationship, what defines the cordiality is that activity. So that brings about abuses. Now, you know that I'm not talking about rapists who are known for rape. I'm talking about those who don't talk about. I've had people confide in me on painful experience they had with friends, painful experience they had with colleagues, painful experience they had with pastor, painful experience they had with uncle or somebody they trusted. Okay, they never expected that it would turn out to that. The guy will seem innocent, but he became an abuser because he got an activity the other person is not consenting to, but she had no choice because she needed affection and she's getting the affection. She needed attention and she's getting the attention. She needed assistance, financial assistance, and she's getting it. So she had to now give the activity unwillingly. Okay? The guy is paying for it. He's paying for the activity. It's like the case I brought up. The guy called the lady. she's doing hookup. Okay, why will you be doing hookup with a lady for 9 good years? That's abuse. Terrible abuse. They fought in the video. They fought, and it was just terrible. Okay, all she need, he had to get another girlfriend. Then another particular video I watched that made an impression towards this direction that we're talking about. Okay, the prankster was asking the lady, how do? You look good, and she turned around and she was admiring herself. She talks about how good looking she is, and then she wants to prank her boyfriend. Okay, and then they called the guy. The prankster said he's going to give him a gift. He's a delivery guy. He had to mention the name of his girlfriend. Then he will bring the gift. But the issue is this: the guy mentioned another name, another person. So which means that he has multiple relationships. And the girl, on hearing that, she couldn't talk. She was heartbroken. Obviously, she has been abused. She thought she is in a mutual relationship where they are cordial and whatever, not knowing that the guy had only had one thing, the activity, the satisfaction he gets from her body, and that's all. And she was pained, and she was talking, so all he needed is my body, not my time, not my this thing. Yes, that's what he needed. You needed something, you needed affection, time, you need to belong somewhere, you need to be protected, but the other guy had something else. That is the problem, that's the issue, and that's why abuses are common. You know, not everybody will come out and complain that this is what happened. What about in the workplace? A boss or a senior colleague with a junior colleague, and the guy will say, but she's the one giving me all the signals. She's been giving me the signals. Well, she may trust the guy, trust this boss, trust this senior person, and may be learning from this person, and that's all she needed. Okay, so she hung around more and asked questions, show that interest, that she enjoyed the presence of that person. Okay, but that's not what he's seeing. He's seeing something else. And so he wants to use his position, he wants to use time, money, or he wants to manipulate and get the activity done, get the satisfaction, and she is feeling pained. Though it's continuing, but she's feeling pain. I remember while I was a teacher in the in the public school, public secondary school, the assembly was going on, and then a colleague came close. Obviously, she wanted to talk to me. And even though we have that talking relationship, we had known ourselves before working in that particular secondary school, public secondary school, then in Lagos. Okay. So we had this sort of good working relationship, and we became quite close. And she's about to marry. She's getting married. So the first thing I did was, congratulate her that she's getting married. But she wasn't happy. She started talking about what she went through, that she had not told anybody, that now that she's getting married and she's thinking of she's getting married, the pain has been resurrected, the pain she had went through because she was molested by an uncle, not a related uncle, but somebody in the compound where she is. She trusted, she would go, want to hear stories and all the rest of them, and the guy started molesting her. And that went on for years, okay? And the pain, now that she's getting married, she now have a relationship that is, she's doing well, and she's about to get married. It was a mixed feeling. Getting married was a mixed feeling. The man in her our notion of who a man is diversionary. She can't see what she normally need to see, okay, from the person she now loved and who also loved her, and they were getting married. Your mutual understanding, but there's something wrong because something happened before. Okay? She's not going to trust in this one, but there is something else. And she needed to let the pain out, and she had to talk to me. While the assembly was going on, I had to listen, and that was my very first time of encountering such situation, and I was quite shocked. But I needed to encourage her. I needed to say, okay, thank God that she has spoken out. So since she has spoken out, she will get healing, and then she should go forward and then enjoy the relationship and get married and live a life. Okay. Now, that helped her. I encountered another case. She came. She wanted to talk to somebody, so I noticed that she needed to talk to somebody. We were in a particular program, and she came, and all right, I gave her the attention to talk to her, and she started talking about how she was molested. So she had a very wrong notion about who the male figure is because of the molestation she went through somebody the mother was always keeping her with, okay? Thinking this uncle, this brother, and she enjoys his presence, but he was doing something else. So that metamorphosis to something else, she became a sex slave to. And so each time she wanted those things and the rest of them, and she needed to break out of it, okay? Well, that's not a case that you have to do deliverance. That's a case, it's a psychological situation. She need to break out of it. She also need to see the male factor from a different perspective from where she has seen it. Instead of seeing a male factor from the point of a molester, you need to see, okay, the trust. So it took over a year of contact with her for that to go. We'll see. Luckily, we're able to at least provide some support, and she overcame it. She's happily married today. At least I do see signs of happy union on Facebook. Okay. Now, it's important for us to understand that when there's attraction and there's attention, there could also be abuse, except there's a mutual understanding. Okay. And I think the best thing for a young lady to do is this: please moderate the kind of contact you have with male factor, because you need to understand that. Okay, see, it's not everybody understand you the way you are, understand your need, and can keep that limit. Okay, you must have healthy boundaries, otherwise there will be abuse. If you don't have healthy boundaries and open communication so that limits are understood, there will be abuse. It's because there is no understanding of limits and there's no healthy boundaries. That's why there's always abuses. So you should learn to select who you relate with. Ladies like to have male friends. That attraction is always there. They enjoy having male friends, but most of the time, a good number of times, some of them get abuses by their male friends, and they begin to have problems. Okay, we should understand that there's a way the man is wired and there's a way the woman is wired. Okay, we should have that understanding and stay within that limit. Okay, stay within that limit. Now, these abuses also happen in marriage. They also happen in marriage. It's all because there's no proper communication. There's no understanding, and people don't know what they need to do, their responsibilities in a relationship. And so they normally get it wrong, and then there is abuse. And it can happen both ways, male and female. Okay? Now, these issues are things that happen in normal day life. So you should understand the other person knows what he wants, and you know what you want. And if it doesn't tally, sever the relationship. Stay far. Keep a limit so that you will not continue to put yourself in those precarious situations where you now feel abused. The other guy is feeling that you are in a relationship and you are feeling abused. The other guy is feeling that, okay, he needs your attention, and what the attention he needs is a sexual activity, and whereas what you just want is you just want affection. Okay, affection is on one level, then that activity is on the other level. They are not the same. The man won't see it as the same. The man will see the activity as the affection, as the way he will see it. So the woman does not have affection for him until she engages in such activity. So that's the way he sees it. But the woman now feels that, oh, I'm not ready for this kind of activity, or I don't need this activity. And then the lady now gets to a situation whereby she has to go through the activity for her to get the affection she needs, the attention or the assistance she needs. It becomes abuse. And then that affects the trust between them. And then before you know it, the relationship is over, and then that is it. So I don't know if I'm able to help in bridging a gap between this understanding, attraction, attention, and abuse. There's no need to be abuse if there's an understanding and there's a mutual understanding of the attraction between them, and then the kind of attention they both required, and then they have an understanding of a limit of what that relationship is. If it's just friendship, or if it's just brother-sister relationship and all that, okay? Or just cordial, okay? We are neighbors and then we spend time together and all that. But that opposite attraction, always bring opposite sex issues, will always bring abuse if you don't put a limit, put a healthy boundary, and then there's a proper understanding. Okay, otherwise abuses will occur. I hope I have been able to help somebody. Okay, that is my honest opinion. Okay, why you find such situations going on. Okay, at least from listening to both male and female over the years who entrust us with their confidence, share their experiences, and share their issues. Okay, because some of them, like some people are batterers because of what they have been through. Okay, some people they are predators because of what they have gone through. Okay, so this space or gap can be bridged if there is understanding. Okay, if there's attraction, there should be an understanding, and then that mutual understanding should establish the limits. Okay, should establish the limits in that kind of relation, in that kind of cordiality that is there. If it's just mere friendship, well, what I would say is this: opposite sex being friends will always have these issues. Okay, opposite sex being friends. So if you are going to be friends with opposite sex, and it's going to be over time, and it's going to be very cordial, you should know that it might breed problems. Okay, otherwise you put limits to it. Okay, so have that understanding so that the attraction and the attention will not bring about abuse. I hope I'm helpful. My name is John Timbri, and this is Fran Talk.